Sabrina Ionescu challenged Steph Curry to a three-point shooting contest, and it was awesome. Sabrina scored 26 points, and Steph Curry got 29 points. She didn't get the victory, but she held her own, and that was the best-case scenario. If Sabrina won, people would have complained that it was rigged for her to win, even though that would be nonsense. If she got destroyed, then people would have been clowning the WNBA for it. Sabrina also shot from the NBA three-point line, which really added to the legitimacy of the event. There's people complaining about the WNBA ball being smaller, saying it's easier to shoot. When I hear people say that, I know they never played past a middle school level. Either that, or they're just coping. I don't know any man that regularly plays basketball that would rather shoot with a women's ball than a men's. Even in a basic pickup game, no one wants to use a women's basketball. The ball being lighter throws everyone's shot off. Someone who can't shoot normally isn't all of a sudden going to be a knockdown shooter with a women's-sized basketball. It still takes an immense amount of skill and technique. It's crazy how the same people saying they need to lower the rims are crying that the ball is smaller. I'm not going to talk about Kenny Smith because it's a big enough distraction already, but I'll say this much. If Sabrina actually shot from the WNBA line like he suggested, and she won, I would bet money he would have complained and said it was unfair. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, and that's what we saw. Sabrina had an amazing performance, but Steph Curry is just built different. The craziest part about this was the most points scored yesterday in the official three-point contest was 26 points, which means Sabrina Ionescu would have tied Damian Lillard, who ended up winning, and Steph Curry would have won since he had 29 points. They should definitely consider doing this again. This was the most interesting part of All-Star Weekend. It generated more interest than the actual three-point contest, and for the most part it was perceived really well. Even people who normally trash the WNBA liked it. I would love for them to take the best three-point shooters in the WNBA and compete against the NBA. What will get really fun is when the current college stars finally join the WNBA, whenever that might be. Especially considering Caitlin Clark is always compared to Steph Curry. It would be cool to see what she could do against him and other elite NBA shooters. This is one of the few events they can do against the two leagues where it's balanced. I want to give props to both Steph Curry and Sabrina for doing this event. They both took a huge risk. If Sabrina got embarrassed, she would have got clowned. It would have been another reason to trash the WNBA as a whole. We live in a world where the current NBA stars are too scared to lose in the events, so they don't participate, especially in the dunk contest. But Steph Curry didn't duck the smoke. I would love to see this event be held every year, but I imagine a lot of NBA dudes will be scared to lose to a WNBA player in a three-point contest because they will get laughed at. College has been doing a mixed three-point contest since forever, but they have poorly marketed it in the last few years. Something tells me that will change next year. That's it for this video. It was quick, but there's some longer ones coming out next week. As always, thanks for watching.